Yeah, that's right. I'm crazy. Another keyboard. I did up the Ducky, and it was hard to read. And then I bought a Durgod TKL, again with Cherry MX Blues. Possibly because I grew up with an IBM Model M, and it reminds me of that, the heavy clickiness of it. I know it's not exactly the same, but I don't know. There's something about the Cherry MX Blues and their clickiness. Maybe it kind of reminds me of the Model M. And obviously, like I said in the video, that, white and gray Durgod definitely reminds me of a Model M. And, I do like the Cherry MX Blues for typing. I actually really like typing on that Durgod, but I don't like gaming on it. And I don't really like gaming on my Ducky either, which is also Cherry MX Blues, but again, it's got the XDA profile keycaps on it. And I don't know, there's just something about the noise when I'm gaming, it bothers me. When you're typing, the clicking noise, the noise of the keyboard, I should say, it kind of like encourages me to type faster. But when you're gaming and you're just kind of constantly going between WASD and on and off shift and spacebar, the noise is kind of annoying. So I picked up another Durgod TKL, but this time with Cherry MX Brown switches. This one was under $100. I got it for. You normally go for, I think, about 130 to 140. I don't remember exactly what I paid for. I have the white model with the blue switches again, the white and gray model. I think I paid, again, around 130 or $140 Canadian for that. But this one was an open box Amazon warehouse return, which I've always heard of trying that, or always like looking for that, because the stuff's usually from what I've heard, the stuff is usually in really good shape. And in this case, the keyboard I got was basically like new. It was in like perfect condition. All the packaging was complete. This thing could have been new. Like, if you didn't tell me otherwise, I might not have even known it was a return. Like, again, everything was in mint condition. The box was in good condition. Everything inside of it was mint. Other than there was like a couple of return stickers on the box, I wouldn't have known. So yeah, I saved like 30 or 40 bucks. Not a bad deal. I've mentioned these Durgod keyboards before. Again, I did a review on the TKL, similar model with the Cherry MX Blue switches, but I really like these keyboards just in general. They're like a no nonsense, no RGB, straight wired only. So there's no lithium ion battery inside to worry about puffing up, which I've seen happen several times on Keytron keyboards. I've said before, I like Keytron keyboards. I like most of their keyboards, but most of their keyboards are wireless, or they have the wireless option. And sure, you can use it wired, but that battery's still in there. It's still being charged when that thing's plugged in. Even if you're using it wired, I don't think that's good for the battery. And that lithium ion battery is gonna cause issues sooner or later. And it may not be, it may go 5 years. It may last 5 years, but my IBM Model M lasted like 30. These keyboards with Cherry MX switches, in theory, they could last 20 years, 25 years. But the battery's never going to last that long. And having that lithium ion battery in there is just something you have to worry about. And for me personally, for my desktop keyboard, I'm never going to use it wireless. So I don't even want the option. Like, I don't want to pay extra for the option. I don't want the battery in there. I do like this just as a removable Type-C, but the Type-C port's nice and recessed. I mentioned that before. These are available in TKL and full size in multiple color options with multiple Cherry MX switch options. Like I said before, they're sturdy, solid build quality, easily as good as my Ducky keyboard. They're full N-key RO. I think they're 1,000 hertz polling rate. It's a fast keyboard, full N-key rollover. It's as much a gaming keyboard as really any gaming keyboard can be, other than it doesn't have macros or RGB. So it doesn't have to look like a gaming keyboard to be used as a gaming keyboard. I also like the really simple UI, like I said in the video when I reviewed the last one. Simple white LED indicators, and easy key combinations like function winlock to lock winlock. The keycaps I bought, the Epomaker XDA PBTs again. It's the same as I bought last time. I bought those like retro brown colored ones. I liked the fit and finish and the quality of those keycaps, and like for $40, can't really go wrong. As I mentioned on the other set, the medium brown font on a light brown key is a little hard to read, especially when you're trying to read like the small numbers, and symbols on the numbers, on the number keys. Here it's black fonts on a light green. It's very, very easy to read, and I can still have that customized color. Green's my favorite color. I like the brown ones because it looked retro, but wasn't very easy to read. This one's easy to read. So easier to read, less annoying while gaming, and all in all, $140 for the keyboard and the keycaps. It's really not a bad setup. I like these Durgod keyboards because they're just sturdy, solid, simple, everything I need, nothing I don't. And there's not very many keyboards like that, at least in retail. Like I said, part of me wants to love MX Blues or any heavy clicky switch like that, because that's what I grew up with, and I wanted to defend my love for the classic IBM Model M keyboard. But having used this for a few days, I have to admit it, I just don't like blues as much as I want to. These browns are a delight to type on. Again, when I'm gaming, I don't like the noise of the blue switches. And on this, it's just much quieter. It's a much softer sound when you're gaming. I much appreciate it myself.